Alright, so we're in a hot jet and we're just gonna set it up for takeoff off the carrier. I've already loaded the ordnance on it. I've got 4 GBU-12s and 2 Mark 99s. I'm gonna go do an attack on a warehouse or a workshop, and um, there's an armor platoon that's not too far away from that area. There's some SA-11s also in the area, so I'll have to stay clear of them. But I got some waypoints I'll set up to hopefully stay away from them this time, since I was killed the last time I just did this mission. Alright, so first things first. So the airplane is hot, we got power, and the lights are on, so everything's set up at night. So OBOGs, make sure that our oxygen is on. Lights are on for form and for position, but we're going to have them off since we're on the carrier with our pinky switch. And as you can see, there are no lights. Just we're on the carrier, we're going to make sure our hook bypass is on carrier. All any lights are going to be off, and our anti-skid is going to be off. Flaps are currently at auto, but we would put them to half. So they're at half now. Alright, so on the left DDI, we're going to switch this to FCS, light controls. And then on our right DDI, we're going to set this to bit. And regardless if this bit worked or not, I don't know, so I always redo it. So toggle the FCS bit switch to on, that's hotkeyed for me, to Y. And then I hit the FCS button at the same time. Now it's in test, and we'll see our flight controls do their tests. While we're waiting for that, we'll check our radios. So our radio 1 is 266, which is the AWACS, and our radio 2 is 127.5, which is the carrier. That noise means we had a good bit. It's done. We'll take this back to FCS. Just like that. Alright, since we're here in the upfront control, we're going to go to IFF. I set mine up for 01 on F18. Don't know what it really is. For mode 3, I use my Modex, which is 310. Enter, so that's IFF is set. Our TACAN, I'm going to set it to 72. That's the Abraham Lincoln on this server. So enter it, and then we're going to turn on the TACAN, which shows right there. Then we're going to go to ILS, which I think for this carrier is channel 7. We're going to select it, but we're not going to turn it on. Data link, we're going to turn on this one. Then we're going to hit data link again, and we're going to turn on this one. So both data links are showing, or both on now. Alright, so real quick, we'll go to the right DDI. We'll go to our checklist. We got 47,000 pounds of gas on board. So we'll set our trim. So we'll go back to the FCS page. And since our flaps are at half, we're going to set our trim to 17. Actually, it might be 18, but I'm not positive. You know what? We can always go bigger is better, right? Alright, so that's the checklist. We got our trim set up. Since we're here, we want to set up the rest of the things so we can. So we're going to turn on our RWR system, ALE. We're going to take this to standby. We're going to go to bypass. Waiting for that to do its bit check. It'll come up here on the RWR display. Wait while it's doing its bit check. That stuff's all good. We got lights on already. We're going to have a FLIR, but we'll worry about that later. We're in radar's operation, and we're in flight alignment, and our KY-58's on. So as soon as we get display here, we'll actually, while we're waiting for that, we can do the HMD alignment. So HMD is on, as you can see. We'll go to our bit, we'll go to displays, we'll go to HMD. It's in test, we'll let it do its run. It's a little too bright, so I'll turn it down a little bit. It only needs to run through twice. You can do it as long as you want, but twice is enough. Let's go to stop. It's the go. So we'll go to menu. Go to menu support. We'll go to HMD. We're going to do a line. And we're going to line this up. We're going to use the cage uncage button.
Enfield 81, Dark Star 11,
To line it up.
058 470
Push it.
at 15,000 knots.
So the alignment's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our TDC to move it into perfect on the top. Cage uncage, control right and left. Good enough. Then we're going to hit that align button again. Make it go away. Alright, so that's done. Now we'll take the EW page that we were talking about earlier since we turned on our ALE. And we're going to go to mode as opposed to manual. And by going to manual and on, we have control of the program now. So manual 1 is what we got selected. Over here, go to ARM. This is the repetition. So 10 is a little high, so I go to 5. Interval, 1 second. I go to 1.25. And then you can select how many chaff and flare you want to drop out each sequence. So we got 5 sequences. I'm going to drop 1 chaff, 1 flare 5 different times at 1.25 seconds. That's good enough for me. That's where I normally leave it. So I'm going to save, then return, and select that off. That program is now set. Back to FCS. Select interceptor. That's what I normally do. Alright, so select radar for your altimeter. For the deck of, since we're on a carrier, we're going to set our altimeter, or radar altimeter to 30 feet. And then, of course, for landing, you want to put it for 375, but we're taking off, so 30 feet. It's set. Good test. It passed. That's basically it in a handbag for getting engine started. I'm going to set up some, or for an airplane that's hot started. Now you can go even further and do some more stuff. So on this TAC page, we can go to our HSI. I have waypoints to set up, but there is a bullseye set up on this server. So I'm going to go to waypoint 1, then go to data, and you can do this. You don't have to do it this order, but that's our aircraft position. This is our waypoint. This is waypoint 1 and 0. CSS CVN. So 1 is bullseye for the server. So we're going to hit air-to-air waypoint. So now that's our bullseye. And you can also set up waypoints, which I have. So I'm going to set up waypoints, but I won't record that. Well, maybe I can record one of them. So we'll go to waypoint 2. That's the first waypoint I want to set up. I want to go to, you know what, before I do that, I want to go to aircraft. I want to go change this to seconds. So now I have seconds. So I'm going to go to waypoint. I'm going to go to precise, because I want precise waypoints. Down to the hundredths. Then I'm going to go to UFC. I'm going to put in my first coordinate, which is going to be north 4155552. Then enter. Then put in the eighth or the hundredths. Then I'm going to do, and as you can see, it's right there. Then I'm going to do east 415151. Hundreds is 13. And then the elevation, I'm going to set the elevation for this one because it's a waypoint that I'm flying towards. I'm going to set the waypoint to 25,000 feet. 25000 and enter. There's my waypoint set up. So when my waypoint 2 is Kobuleti Airfield specifically, that's where I want to fly towards. I was using the TACAN position to do that, but might as well put a waypoint. Alright, so that's how you put a waypoint in using precise in seconds.